Hey everyone, it's amandaandmonicarloomy, and we are here today with a good friend of ours, Adele.griffiths, new design, Selonia. Isn't this just gorgeous? We just fell in love with this design, and Adele was sweet enough to let us do the tutorial for her. Here is Miss Adele.griffiths Instagram page. It's adele.griffiths, and here's her amazing Instagram, and here's her Selonia bracelet, and we are actually going to be doing this color scheme in the tutorial today for the bracelet. She has some amazing bracelets that she has come up with. The two bracelets that I am wearing today are bracelets that I made in the past that are both by her. This one is Loomless Nights, and this one is Golden Aztec Garden. Love them both. They are so easy. These are hook onlys, and they're so easy to make. This one, however, is not a hook only design. This is going to be on a massive scale, as you can see. It's going to need 7 pin bars. Now, let's go over these 3 examples first of what I used in each one. This one is an all blue one in different shades of blue. On the outside, I used glitter blue. The second row here, I used the blue that comes with the blue finger looms. That's a tricolor band. It's blue, a light blue, and a navy blue. And then this row is the Sweets 600 light blue, and then this row is that finger loom blue tricolor band again, and this blue right here is the new Liberty blue that is like a navy blue with glitter in it and then silver on the back. And then in the middle I use glitter blue and then Sweets, and you really can't tell the Sweets ones, the Sweets blue that's in there, but that's that one. This one is kind of a dupe for her design, using all of the ones that we'll be using today. Kind of a dupe for the limited edition version of her design. So this one is using on the outside, and I know it's not available on Rainbowloom anymore, but you could just use Gold Mint, but I used Evergreen. It's just a very slight difference. Evergreen on the outside, then Gold Mint, then the Pink Pearl, Gold Mint again, then the White Frost, and you can probably see it better on this side. I used the new gold that they have and the Pink Pearl again in the middle. So this is kind of the limited edition version of the one we'll be doing today of the Selonia bracelet that Miss Adele did and that we are going to do with these colors. And one more version. This one is just kind of the fun and flirty version. I used the Pink Sweets on the outside. I used the Ocean and Pink dual layer. I used Orange Sweets 600. I used the, I think it's purple and pink, but it may be blue and pink dual layer. I'm not for sure. The light blue, then it is the yellow and pink or the orange and pink dual layer. And on the back, I'll show you, I kind of did a pattern of pink, blue, orange going all up down through the back. This is a gorgeous bracelet. It is reversible. This is the main side. So as you can see, These are two different lengths of the bracelet. This length I made on the full 2 lengths of the pin bar setup, and this fits me. It fits a larger wrist. Now keep in mind this is only 4 more pins, and it's still tight on, I mean not tight, but it's still not one of the looser bangle styles, kind of like that I do a lot of the times. But this is only 4 pins longer than this one. And this is the length that Adele sent us, which is 19 pins long. And this is what she said fits her, and it also fits Amanda, so it should fit the average wrist. And it is 19 pins long, and this is what we will be doing in the tutorial today, this length. So this is how long or how big round it is on this one, and this is how round this one is. But as you can see, there's only 4 pins more in this one. So that's those. Now on the setting up of the loom, it is 7 pin bars wide, and you will need 2 loom lengths. So in the setup, you're going to need to have your 7 pin bars set up in a V configuration with your 4th pin bar at the lowest, and then going up gradually on each side. So here's how I have mine, with all the blue little not spacers, the holder things, whatever they're called. That's how I have mine, and it seems to work out fairly well. Now today, since we are doing Adele's version of it, even with her color scheme, I'm going to tell you the colors that you're getting ready to use. We will be using Mother of Pearl. These are all Rainbowloom colors. Pink Pearl. These are the 600 packs. Caribbean Green. Love this. Her color schemes are just phenomenal. Teal, the opaque teal, the original opaque teal from Rainbowloom. Now these last 2 are limited edition. These are limited edition colors, and they come in 1 pack of the glittered packs, and this is the Enchanted Glitter, and we are using the Enchanted Glitter Gold and the Enchanted Glitter Pink, and you're just going to be using them in the middle of the bracelet. So you don't need a lot of them, and you could substitute a different color in the middle if you don't have limited editions. But this color scheme, we were just in awe of it. It was just so gorgeous. So, and you will need one of the larger C-clips, just because this is going to be a wider bracelet, and we recommend the larger C-clips. So go get your loom set up, get a hook, your C-clip, and your bands, and come right back. Alrighty. So before we get started, I just wanted to tell you why this band is right here. For the length that we're doing, Adele said it needed to go up 19 pins. So I have counted up 19 pins, so I know where to stop with my teal color. And this is just going to help me know when I need to stop and when I need to start going in. So that's just for that. I'm going to leave that there. And I will take it off when I get ready to put a band over that pin. Alright, so at the very beginning, what we're going to do is we are going to drop 2 teal bands on that first middle 4th pin. These will later be to close the bracelet off, and we're going to use 2 because this is such a big bracelet. You want to make sure that you're doing all of this work and you have a secure connection at the end. Now we're just using single bands, and you're just making a single row going out one side and then going out the other side. I will suggest, like we say in all of our bracelets, whichever, and in our bracelet tutorials that we do for other people, whatever side you start with in one part, you need to keep with staying on that side in the different places, because it will help later on when you are looping. If you don't, then it could be all wonky and in different places. So what we're doing now is we are going up the loom, and we're just doing a single chain on both sides. This is going to help us at the end, and it's going to hold all of the bands that we have from the middle that we have looped in. So I'm going to continue doing this, and I will come back when I have hit my 19th pin down here, and I will show you what you need to do to come inside to the point. So keep going until you hit your 19th pin. Alright, I have gone down right here to the 19th pin. Now we are going to start putting our bands going into the next point. So I started with my left. I'm going to start with my left going in. Go in on one side and then go in on the other the same way. Alright, now you're not going to put a cap band here until you put the rest of your bands on. But you will need 2 more teal opaques, so I'm going to leave these to the side and save those for my cap band. Alright, so now back to the bottom of the bracelet. We are going to be using the Caribbean green. And for this first one, you're going to use 2 bands. The first and the last part, you're going to use 2 bands. Everything in the middle is going to be 1 band. So I have 2 Caribbean greens, and this we're going to make a zigzag. So the first zigzag, you're going to have 2 Caribbean greens. So what I do to one side, I do to the other. 2 Caribbean greens on this side. Now the rest are all going to be 1 single Caribbean green. And I'm just doing a zigzag pattern. Going all the way up the loom. I'm going to go up this way. I'm going to go up this way on this side. I think this and the Sweets White are my new favorite colors. I'm going to continue doing the zigzag all the way up the loom, and I will come back on camera at the very end so I can show you how the very last one you need to put 2 bands on. So I'll be right back. So I have gone all the way down the loom, and I have actually pushed all the Caribbean greens down as I went, so I had more room for the bands that will come next. Alright, so here's the last band that I placed on both sides. Now I'm going to take 2 Caribbean greens, and I'm going to put them as my last one here at the very end. I'm going to do that on both sides. Alright, and that's the last one of the Caribbean green on that one. Next, we're going to use our mother of pearl, and we're going to do 2 single chains. We're going to do 1 on this 6th row and 1 on the 2nd row. So I'm just going to start, and these are just simple single chains. I'm going to go over to this 6th row and start it. I'm just going from the bottom to the top with the mother of pearl. which is a gorgeous color that Rainbowloom has put out. It's not too pearly and it's not too dull. It's like Goldilocks. It's just right. Same with the Caribbean green and the pearl pink. They're just muted enough to where they're luxurious enough, but they're not too bam. I'm almost done. I'm not even going to go off camera to finish these because this is just so easy. So drop a band. You also want to push these down for the next bands going on. Now we're going to do one more row of single chains, and we're going to do that directly in that middle row, which is the 4th row. I'm just pushing all these bands down first. And it is going to be the gold limited edition glitters that we have. Now, like I said, if you don't have limited edition, you can choose, if you have the silicone gold, that would be a good choice for this. If you have the Michaels Rainbowloom version of the glitter colors, there would be some pretty choices. If you have the Learning Express version of the glitter colors from Rainbowloom, that would be a good choice. So I'm just going up the middle, the 4th row, in a single chain with the limited edition glitter gold from the Enchanted mix. All right, so in this one I just did 2 single rows of the mother of pearl and 1 single row of the limited edition glitter gold. So our next color is going to be the pink pearl, and we're going to do another 2 rows of the zigzags, and you're going to start again with the 2 pink pearls like we did the 2 Caribbean greens, and we're going to start in this next section right off of the mother of pearl. I'm going to do the same thing to this other side. Push them down, and you're just going to go do your zigzag same way you did with your Caribbean green. You're going to go all the way down the loom, and you're going to put the 2 bands at the very end like you did on the Caribbean green. So I'm going to go off camera and I'm going to finish this zigzag of the pink pearl, and I will come back and show you what our next step is. So I have gone all the way down here with the pink pearl, and don't forget at the very end, this last band or this last zigzag portion needs to be 2 bands on both sides. Alright, so our next step is to go back to the Caribbean green, and we're going to do another 2 chains on the 3rd and on the 5th pin bar. Okay, and they're going to go all the way up to the very beginning, and this is going to be in the Caribbean green, and I'm pushing them down as I go. And these are just single chains, very easy. I'm going all the way to the very end. So I'm going to continue doing this and I will be right back. Alrighty, so I went down to the very end on the 3rd and the 5th pin bars with the single chains of the Caribbean green. Now we are going to do mother of pearl, and we're going to do another zigzag, but on this zigzag you don't need to have double bands on the first and the last pins. It's just going to be single bands all the way through. So you need to start on one side and go all the way down, and then start on the next side and go all the way down. So I'm going to start on this side, and I'm going to go all the way down. I'm going to go farther enough down where it won't matter for right now. And then you're just going to start on the next side and do the same thing right on top of it. Okay? So come right back and just do your zigzags down one of the aisles first, and then do it down the second one. So I went all the way down here with the mother of pearl. I did all of one of the lines and then all of the next to the lines. You need to do it in that order or it won't work out the appropriate way. So now I'm using the limited edition pink glitter from the Enchanted. And where it looks like you've made X's with the mother of pearls, you're going to make these into a cat band on each one. So you're just going to take it once and then take it around a second time. Sometimes you do them 3 times as cat bands, but this you only do them twice. And this is just going to add a little extra pink in the middle. And I find it easiest if I do it straight on the pin. It may be easier for you to make a cat band on your hook or on your fingers, but with the limited edition it's definitely easiest for me just to do it on the little pins. And after this we just have to place our cat band and we are ready to loom. Putting the bands on everything, and even this bracelet isn't one of the hardest bracelets I've had to do. This is pretty easy compared to some of the other bracelets that I've done, and it's one of the most gorgeous bracelets I have seen. Like I said, Amanda and I fell in love with this bracelet. Alright, so I have put a pink limited edition glitter on all of the places where there is a X of the mother of pearl. And now what I'm going to do is take my 2 teal opaque bands that I saved from earlier, and I'm going to put it down here on the end, the last where it goes into the point, and I'm going to put it on there, and I'm going to put it on there 3 times. So it's kind of tight. So I'm using both of them. So I'm going 1, 2, 3. If you need to use your hook to put that on there, that may help you a little easier. Alright, so now I'm going to turn the loom around and make sure everything's down. I'm going to get my hook, and first and foremost, I'm going to make sure that everything's on there the way it's supposed to be. And it is. So let's get started. Let me zoom in a little bit on you. Alright. So, right here, you're going to go behind those 3, that triple capped, double cap band. You're going to pull that back. And you're going to grab that gold glitter band and pull it forward. Now you're going to go inside of that gold glitter band and inside of that pink cap band, and you're going to pull the first mother of pearl band back to itself. May need to help it a little bit. Now, if you did it the same way I did it, from the left, did the left side and then the right side, it will go from this one to this one to this one to this one. If you did the right side then the left, it will go this one, this one, this one, this one. So it just depends on how you put them on there, which way. Make sure you're going inside of that pink cat band and behind that gold. Alright. So now they should all look like little teardrops. And you're going to go inside of that pink cat band once more and grab that gold limited edition and pull it up. Now you're going to do the same thing to all of these bands, or all of these mother of pearls. You're going to do them one at a time. And you're going to need to make sure to go in behind that pink glitter limited edition and that gold glitter limited edition. Now after you've loomed out the 4 mother of pearls, make sure you don't forget that gold glitter. That's very important. Pull it up. Pull back the pink. Grab the mother of pearl. Mother of pearl. If they're going to stick on you, help them out a little bit. You don't want to break the bands. Mother of pearl. And then the gold. Okay, I'm going to do this last one with you, and the rest I'm going to go off camera and do. If you still don't get it, you can rewind and see how I'm doing them. And then don't forget your gold. Alright, I'm going to go and do the rest of them just like that, and I will be right back. I have now loomed out all of the mother of pearl and the gold and pink limited edition down the middle. Now I'm going to loom out the 2 Caribbean green single chain, 2 of them, on the 3rd and 5th pin bars. So I'm going to go in behind the mother of pearl and grab the Caribbean green and pull it up. Do this on both of them. And you're just going up, going behind the mother of pearl and grabbing the green, the Caribbean green, all the way up the loom on both sides, making sure that you stay behind the mother of pearl every time, because if you don't, it won't get hooked and it could have the bracelet fall apart, and we don't want that. So make sure you go behind the mother of pearl, pull it back, and grab the Caribbean green. So I'm going to do this the rest of the way up, and I will be right back. The 2 Caribbean green single chains have now been loomed on either side of the mother of pearl. So now we are going to do the pink pearl zigzags. And what you're going to do is you're going to go inside of the Caribbean green and inside of the mother of pearl. And this first one, remember, that should be on top should be 2 bands. So you're going to pull those 2 bands back, and you're going to pull them back to the other end to make a teardrop. You're going to go back inside that same hole and pull the single band to make another teardrop. So that's all you're doing, is going inside of the mother of pearl and the Caribbean green and grabbing whichever pink pearl is on top, and then pulling it back to the other end so it makes a teardrop, and then going back in and grabbing the second one and pulling it back so it makes a teardrop. I'm going on this other side, pulling back my Caribbean green and the mother of pearl, making sure I pull back all of those. Grab those two that are together, pull them back to make a teardrop, and then grab the single one. And do one more set with you all. Making sure you pull back all of those. Caribbean greens and mother of pearls. Take your time with that. And just go all the way up the loom and loom out your pink pearls. So all of the pink pearl have now been loomed out. Our next step is we are still sticking on the pink pearl, and I'll show you on one of the completed bracelets. If you can see on this peach bands right here, that there is an extra band that has been flipped up, and also on the gold mint bands back here. That's the step that we're getting ready to do now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tilt the giant loom on its side, and what you're going to do is you're going to look at the pearl pinks, and you are going to grab whatever band is on the bottom. You want the very bottom pearl pink band. So I'm going on the first one and just flipping it over. I'm grabbing it. Oops, I grabbed the wrong one. I'm going in, grabbing the very bottom pearl pink, flipping it over the pin. Going in, grabbing the very bottom pearl pink, flipping it over. Going in, grabbing the very bottom pearl pink, and flipping it over. You're going to do that for all of them on both sides of the pearl pink, always getting that bottom band. You're only removing a single band. You're not removing two, you're not removing three, just a single one. Okay, so let me show you on this other side. I'm going to go in. That's why we needed the two bands on the beginning and on the end. I'm going to go in, and I'm going to grab that bottom band. I'm going to flip it over. Go in, grab that bottom band, flip it over. Bottom band, flipping it over. Another tip to know that you are flipping over the bottom band every time is if you look here on the top, you will see that all of these go the same direction. This first one will not. It will be a different direction since it is only on one pin. But all of these will be going the same direction if you're removing the correct band. These are all going the same direction, and the rest will keep going. So do this all the way down the loom, and I will be right back. I just made sure everything was flipped over in the correct direction. So you can see they're all going the same way on each side, except for these last two and these first two. And it is okay if they look like they're going a different way because they're only hooked onto one pin, not onto two different ones. So our next step is we are going to go into the second row and into the sixth row and grab the mother of pearl single chains. And this is just, you're just going in behind all of those pink pearls and pulling up the mother of pearl single chains on both of those rows. So right now I'm doing the second row, and I'm going to start on the sixth row. Make sure you go in behind the pink pearl each time, because if you don't, some of those pink pearl bands may not get hooked and your bracelet could fall apart. We don't want that. So you're going to do this all the way down the loom. So I'm going to do this off camera and I'll be right back. So the 2 mother of pearl single chains have now been loomed all the way down the loom. Now we are going to do the Caribbean green zigzags, just like we did the pink pearl zigzags. So first you have to loom them out. So I'm going in behind the pink pearl and the mother of pearl and grabbing the bands, and I'm just looming them out like I did the pink pearl. And make sure you remember that first band, or that first one, has 2 bands on it. So you're just going to go all the way down the loom, making teardrops with your Caribbean green on both sides. So go up and finish that. And I'm going to do the rest off camera. And I will be back with the looping finished on that. All of the Caribbean green has now been loomed out. And we're going to do to the Caribbean green what we did to the pearl pink. As you can see on this one, the Caribbean green also needs it, like the gold mint has it on the dupe for it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my loom sideways, and I'm going to go and I'm going to grab the bottom Caribbean green band and pull it over. Grab the bottom Caribbean green band and pull it over. Bottom Caribbean green. And if you place your bands nicely, neatly, it should be very easy for you to find where each one is. So it helps if you're nice and neat with placing your bands by grabbing that bottom single band. Make sure it's the bottom one. And I'm going to complete this and be right back. Alright, so all of the Caribbean greens have had their one band flipped over, and now we are on the final step, and it is just to loom out the border. So I'm going to go back in to our triple double capped cap band and grab our teal bands. And now you just need to make sure you go in behind whatever band, like on this one it's mother of pearl, go in behind it and the teal and grab the teal and pull it over. Go in behind the pearl pink, over. This side it's mother of pearl and pink. And now we're just going to go up the sides. So I'm going to scooch out. And I'm just going to do this on camera because this is very easy. I actually, after I've done all this work on a bracelet, if they have if the last step is to go behind the bands and then do the single chain around the border, it's just kind of like cathartic. It's like, ah, this is like the easiest step and I can just get it done. So I usually try going up one side and stopping at the top without going into the middle. I'll just stop here at the top, and then I'll go back down here to the bottom and do this side, making sure I'm going in behind. All of the side ones are the Caribbean green. Make sure you go in behind all of those. It's so almost time to take it off the loom. All right. So now I'm going to go in on this side And then I'm going to go in on this side. Making sure I go in behind all of those bands. Now we have so many bands on this middle band, this middle pin. It's so nice when we have already placed our 2 bands on there. So I'm going behind all of the bands. Make sure you get those 2 bands, those 2 teal bands that you had just looped, going behind them. And pull those 2 teals that you had saved at the very beginning, and grab your larger C-clip, and then pull your 2 bands kind of taut. That's what usually helps me. And it is about time to take it off of the loom. So since this is such a wide bracelet, I am going to start by taking off the single chain and everything with my hook, because we don't want to work so hard and tear the bracelet off the loom and have bands snap. That's no fun at all. So using your hook just gingerly takes it off the loom. It also helps with not breaking your pin bars, because sometimes that can happen when you have a bracelet that's tight. This one's not tight at all. Like I said, this one's a gorgeous bracelet, and it's really not that difficult to do. I was surprised because I was like, oh my goodness, this is gonna be so hard to do. Alrighty. I'm actually just gonna use my fingers to get this. I'm gonna do the second bar that's hooked on with the pearl pinks. And I'm just pulling it off of those pin bars with my fingers. Going in. I'm going to do the same thing to this side. And you're going to be left with the bracelet only on 3 pin bars. And it will be much easier to manage on 3 pin bars versus the 7. And much less likely to break. Alright, so I just took it off of those first 3, so I have like a little handle to hold on to, and I'm just going to pull it back. I'm pulling it back very gingerly and holding the loom so it doesn't hit me in the face, because sometimes that can happen. Not that I would know or anything. We've talked about this before. Alright. So I'm so excited. This is so gorgeous. Not because I made it, but because Adele came up with this color scheme and this amazing bracelet. And oh my goodness, how gorgeous is that? Oh my goodness, I'm in love. Okay, this is gonna be Amanda's, but I have to make myself one because oh my goodness, it is gorgeous. I hope my head wasn't in the shot just then. But this is Miss Adele's color scheme that she came up with. And look, it's matching. Love it. All right, so here are the 4 versions of the bracelet that we have for the Selonia bracelet by Miss adele.griffiths. We are absolutely amazed by this bracelet. We love it. We will be making more and more and more and more. If you choose to make this bracelet, would you please tag Miss adele.griffiths on Instagram and hashtag her as well? If you would please tag us and hashtag us, we would love to see all of your renditions. I know she loves to see all of your renditions. If you liked this video, if you would please hit the like button down below and give us a big thumbs up, and subscribe to us so you can know when we have more new tutorials coming out by us, and tutorials that we will do for some of our friends if they've asked us to do tutorials. And please stay with us. We have so many more tutorials and ideas and so much more coming up. So we love you all. Please come back. Bye.